I know that's in the beginning of the video.
No, we just started.
Oh, okay.
Just starting. Hello, come on in, friends. Come on in. Welcome
Come on in for the last
because we're not going to be on here long.
Come on in for the last.
I'm over here burping and stuff.
Burping?
Yeah, I was just burping.
I didn't hear that. But...
I was all close to the camera too, so if somebody replayed it, maybe I'd hear because I was like, just burping. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh.
Here she goes.
You know what I don't have?
What?
A phone.
At all?
At all, girl.
Oh, wow. Is it in your car?
It's probably at home.
Well, I guess
you got my location, but we can't check it now. So.
Well, friends.
Hello, friends.
This is what happens on the final episode of the series. Like,
try to get here, get it done.
Yeah, it's like we're done. Like this is, and you know what? We're gonna make this episode quick. You know.
Y'all know all great things come to an end.
Yes.
Great things. And
okay, for the last time. I'm Ken.
I'm Kay.
She's Kay. I'm Ken, and this is Wine&Grow. We wine when we grow, and when we grow, we need wine.
Oh, y'all know I already said either. Look at that.
For the last time, unless we just decide to do a pop-up episode, which I don't foresee happening anytime soon, because, like, we wasn't sure, like, when we got to this point, if we were going to be ready to be done. But when we got to this point, we were ready to be done. Like, we've been, not to say, like, we haven't been enjoying this or anything like that. Like, this has been a blessing to us, and we have been growing through this. So, like, but it's just, like, you can't force stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, it's had its time. So, here we are.
I think we did have a good run, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that...
For sure.
We've really legit grown through... And it's only been a year, y'all. We had 4 seasons, but it's only been a year. But we legit have grown through this entire show.
A whole year.
All these episodes, y'all, we've had stuff going on behind the scenes that goes with each one of these episodes.
But how ironic that we did this for a year and it was 4 seasons. And there's 4 seasons in a year.
The season has ended, y'all.
Yes, like we're in the winter of Wine&Grow, right? Because at the end of, in the Midwest at least, it's the winter at the end of the year. So
yeah,
yes.
And you know, I like that, y'all. We went to an event on what was that, Saturday?
Mhm.
And it legit wrapped up our whole last season, which means that it was the end because he's at a block. He's at a block in his book, and this is the end of our season.
Yeah, we literally just got all type of confirmation. Like from that. Shout out to Christiane.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Love Plug.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Love Her album. If y'all like poetry, definitely get that album. It's really dope. You can download it on Tidal and Apple Music. I don't know if it's on Tidal. I know Spotify. I'm saying Spotify, Apple Music. I know for sure on Apple Music. But you can always follow him, Christiane Bowie, or the Prince of Poetry, Eros, and you can get his music, hear his poetry. He's amazing. He has a book coming out. And it was just a wonderful conversation. It would just confirmed us. Like, dang, we really know what we be talking about.
This is all we kept doing.
Just slapping each other.
Girl,
I was slapping the shit out of her though.
Girl, slap the shit out of me. Okay.
Girl, Shorty was like, "Oh, I felt that for you."
Ow. Okay.
Yes, like, cause it was just so good. Like, I look forward to more of those.
Yeah.
Like for real. What you say?
Add
it. Add what?
I think she wants you to add the link.
Oh.
I'll send it to the group chat, Korean, when I get my phone.
And I'll post in the comments. I'll post his information in the comments. So that way when people replay this video, they'll know who I'm talking about. Because he's dope. And people definitely need to... He definitely
I forgot he was back.
Makes you feel love. Makes you want to inquire about more love and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
growing your own love for yourself. Growing love for how you, look out for other people and any different things like that.
Yeah.
So anyways, to this week's episode... Marriage is not the end goal. Because so many people think it is. And we talked about this at the thing on Saturday.
Yeah. Because this was one of the last.
Yes. And we was like,
yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Like.
Marriage is not the end goal. And you know, I saw a lot of people's points, but I think that they were still in the mindset of still searching for the person that they want to be with versus trying to figure out that their purpose, our purpose is us being here to serve, not just the man, but to serve others as well.
Yeah, because people misinterpret the scripture when they try to say that a woman was put here to help a man, blah blah blah. Like they misinterpret that scripture, and it's exactly what you're saying. Like, we're a helpmate. You know, and that's just not just for the man, but for ourselves and for everyone that comes into our lives. Like, if you think about the woman and the whole essence of a woman, like, we're nurturers. You know, we're caregivers, and we do that for everybody in our lives. You know, it's not just about a man. So, we feel like in life, the end goal is happiness.
Peace and happiness.
Period. You know, like, and that can come without marriage. That can come just from you learning to love yourself, which should come first anyways. You know, like, and so many, society has taught us, you know, to frown upon people who are single. You know, like, it looks like, oh, you're just not good enough, or maybe she crazy, you know, whatever. Like,
or if they are single, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to relationships.
Yeah,
like, you know, like, don't have no experience.
So much negative conversation on being single. You know, it's like, you know, like, oh, like, remember we had the episode on if you could take advice from your single friends?
Yeah.
Like, of course you can. Like, just because I'm single, that don't mean I don't know. Like, I don't have experience. Like, I literally have so much experience, you know, so much knowledge to give, especially when it comes to love and relationships, because I've gone through it. You know, in the marriage, to me, you know, like, we put that on paper, right? That's the legal part of it. But marriage can be marriage without you having the legalistic part of it. You know, when you've been with someone so long, you connected to them, especially if you're having sex with someone, them soul ties. You basically created that. Because that's basically what marriage is about, creating soul ties. And that's why they say you're supposed to hold off for sex until marriage, because you connect with somebody in all type of ways.
Yeah. And I know some people that been held off, and once they got married, it still didn't go right. I know a lot of people that ain't happy, and they married. So that's another reason why it's not the end goal for me. I don't want to be in an unhappy marriage just because I wanted to be married. Yeah. A lot of people want weddings. Just to say they got a husband, just to say they married, but don't want to go through the problems that y'all go through, and don't want to actually fight for your marriage when it does happen. So
I just want to be my whole self, you know, like, when it comes to that point of being married, I want to be sure about myself, my purpose, and, like, just what I want out of life, because so many women have we, like, basically take on the form of our mates when we get into relationships so easily, like, right? So we start to like the things that they like. We start to want to do the things that they want to do. We consider them in everything that we do. You know, it's like, oh, you know, like, it's just like, you lose sight. And yes, you want to be a we in a relationship, of course. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't want people to do is to lose their individuality.
And that's what is what happens in a lot of relationships. Because it's like you don't know how to be in a relationship in real life. If you losing yourself, you don't know how to be with this person, or know how to keep your individuality. Because I feel like you probably may have not spent so much time by yourself, or even if you have, it's.
Go check my fries. Sorry guys, I'm cooking.
Or even if you have, it's just the fact that you still have to get used to being with somebody else. Y'all, if she would have failed behind this, that marriage is the end goal for him because he wants stability and he ready to just settle down. And I mean, a lot of us are ready to settle down. But after marriage, then what? What you gonna do when you're married? Are you gonna continue to be happy? Is this person gonna continue to bring you peace? Are you gonna be able to bring yourself peace? Like, no. And I just told him, no, that's not it for me. And I think people still brought him over here. I thought I saw you with the bowl.
They gotta cool off so I can enjoy them. Yeah, I was listening to you for sure, and like, even that. Remember at the thing when they was like when I was talking about just people being satisfied with being single, and like women for real got offended. You know, it's like, because one lady was like, I just feel like some people just take that as a cop out when they say I'm just satisfied with where I am in life and don't, you know, like, basically giving up on relationships. And I'm like, that's not what I'm saying.
And even if that was the case, that not to say that's not even true, but that's definitely not what she was saying.
But not giving up. I'm not, you know, like, any woman who's content in her singleness is not giving up on love. It's just that I've accepted the fact that I need to be me first. Yeah. Yes, like, I'm not chasing a relationship. I'm literally living my life until it comes. And a lot of people stop their lives. Like, you waited. You think you're supposed to wait for a marriage till you become your person. Like, no, you have to be who you are, and then that marriage is gonna find you the right marriage.
Everybody want to be a representative until they get married.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so yeah, my end goal isn't marriage either. You know, my end goal is definitely happiness and, like you said, peace. Like healing, being healed is the end goal. You know, like so that when I do get married, I'm able to have proper communication with my spouse. I'm able to tell them exactly what I desire, you know, what I don't like, what I do like. We're able to live lives together and live lives separately and still be happy.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So, like, it's like everything that I thought I wanted in a spouse, I don't even, you know, think about anymore. I don't even think about what I want in a spouse anymore. I just, you know, I'm just like, God's will. Because I feel like, you know, because as I'm becoming the person that God wants me to be, I'm going to attract different type of people in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what I liked before, I don't like now. You know, and I just be like, that stuff don't matter. Because I just want God to send me somebody who's going to be compatible with me.
That's it.
You know, who's going to help me, is going to encourage me to be better, and I could do the same for that person. And that could be a different package from what I thought it was going to be. So, just to let go of that, you know, this is what I want mentality.
Yeah. I'm not here to chase nobody, y'all. I've tried to shoot my shots and all of that stuff. It's just not for me. I don't care for it. So I'm okay with somebody finding me. It's not like I'm not gonna put the effort in if somebody come towards me, but I'm okay with somebody coming to me, and I'm okay with being single until that happens, or until I decide that they deserve my time.
Yeah. And I'm dating now. And if y'all be watching, like, it's not something that I keep a secret. I mean, on every episode, pretty much, because we've been dating since during this season, I've been dating him. Yeah. You know, so I periodically, you know, refer to the relationship or whatever. But I just see the growth. I can see the difference in myself dating this man versus how I dated before. You know, in my patience, in my communication, you know, like, just the way I hold myself accountable. Just not settling for anything. You know, I speak my mind. Period. You know, like, and then not only that, the responses that I get from him just validates me. Because I'm like, okay, because I could very well be dealing with a man who doesn't want to hear any of that. You know, like, I could, you know, I apologize. You know, if I do something wrong, I'll apologize. And you know what he does in return? He apologizes. Like, he takes accountability too. So it's just like, it's not like it's never one-sided. And I admire that, you know, about the relationship, you know, like, and I feel like had I not gotten to this point in my personal journey, I wouldn't have attracted someone on that level who was able to communicate with me in that way. So that's just what we want. From all of this, from Wine and Grow, everything that we've talked about in the past 4 seasons, just to come down to, is you focusing on yourself first. That should be your primary focus. Like, your primary focus should not be getting to a marriage or finding a spouse. You know, like, you know, so many people just want to be with someone. They're afraid of being alone forever. And I said this on Saturday. You know, like, one time somebody asked me, like, what if it's just not meant for you to be in a relationship? And at that time, I'm like, who, me? Oh, God ain't had that for me. The word says, you know, like, God says, you know, it's not good for men to be alone. You know, like, I'm not going to be alone. But now, being where I am, not that I want to be single for the rest of my life, and I'm not single. Not that if I was single, not that I would want to be single for the rest of my life. You know, it's like, I just was like, okay, if that was a possibility, that I don't find a mate, to be okay and love myself enough to be okay with just being, you know, spending my life by myself, you know, dating or whatever, just enjoying dating, you know, like, and, you know, that's not something you ever want to think about. But you really have to consider that. Because, like dude pointed out, you know, statistically, it's just not enough men in the world. Somebody ain't gonna find a spouse. Unless, unless you get one after somebody done died or something, then you take over my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just different. You know, but it's just not enough men for everybody to just have their own. Like, you know, which is why you got a lot of cheating going on and stuff like that. So,
yeah, that just went up.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But whatever. anyways, but yeah.
I got it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all.
Happiness is the end goal. Period.
That's it.
Not marriage.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't
Happy
live your
alone
life
together.
to be someone else's. Live your life to be yours.
You are whole before you find someone that you consider your half.
Yeah. Okay. Because I don't know how many ways we can say it.
We can, like,
I don't know how many ways we say it. So, like, what's something that you've learned from doing this before we leave? Something that you've learned about yourself from doing Wine&Grow.
I've learned better. I've become better at being patient. I remember one episode, the episode we did with Chris
and JD?
JD and Harold.
Oh, okay.
That one, you know how we was, no, was it that? It wasn't that one. I think it was just the one we did with Chris and JD. When they was talking about not having expectations.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, it was just so hard to not have expectations of a person. Yeah. Y'all move like there's nobody, there's nobody that be in my space at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't, because I just let people be who they are, accept who they are, and I can move how I move based on what they've given me. Because either I'm going to deal with them or I'm not. I can't get mad at who they are because this is who they are. Mm-hmm. And they probably told me that's who they are. So I can't expect nothing more than what they've already given me. Mm-hmm. So just moving with, and I ain't going to say no expectation, but minimal expectation, because it's still small things that I would expect from a person. Just, you know, but not, I ain't looking for you to try to make me your girlfriend or nothing like that. I'm not. Just come as you are. The church said, come as you are. I'm an overthinker. I just let things be what they are. Just don't, y'all, Facebook just tried us.
Okay. We ain't got to deal with y'all no more.
Okay.
Facebook, that is.
Not
y'all. We can tell about y'all.
Yeah. What else? It's a lot, y'all. And I just can't think of one thing. Because I was just stuck on this one thing. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this too. Yeah. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Not to give people more energy than what they need, than what I need to give. Mm-hmm. Leaving people where they are. Girl, I almost took somebody off the block list today, and I had to tell myself, I had to ask myself why. What purpose would this serve? It wouldn't. Yeah. So I left it there. It wouldn't serve anything because it just. Because what am I waiting on?
Right.
So I left them where they were.
I've learned mostly just to be like just learning how to be just to be honest with myself, and as a result being honest with people who are in my life. Mm-hmm. You know, not putting too much on myself, and trying to take responsibility for everybody else's ish. You know, like just learning how to step back. Yeah. Like that's truly what I've learned from every week. Yeah. And that's what this has taught me. It's just really taught me to just be aware, to be more self-aware, like of myself and what I do, what I say, how I treat people, all of that. Because I know I'm finna get up here on Wednesday and have to talk about something. And am I living my life like that? You know, it's just like a preacher. Mm-hmm. Like pastors and stuff. And that's, you know, like when you think about how people put them on a pedestal and judge them and expect them to live a certain